Hello and welcome to Finding Freedom, the show that empowers you to become the freest version of yourself, one critical question at a time. Today we're taking a look at education. How did the modern education system adopt its current form? Is it truly designed to empower and enlighten us and set us up for a successful future and financial prosperity? Or was it made for an entirely different purpose and to actually keep us from reaching our fullest potential? Do you think schools and universities are truly the only way to get a respectable education that's applicable in real life? Let's find out. Now, to understand why our education system is the way it is, we need to go back to the early 19th century. Picture this. The Industrial Revolution is in full swing. Factories are popping up everywhere. And there's a massive need for disciplined, punctual, obedient workers who can follow instructions. Enter Horace Mann, an educational reformer who envisioned a standardized system of education. His idea was simple, but it was profound. Create a system that produces reliable workers for the expanding industrial economy. Schools were designed to teach basic literacy and numeracy, but more importantly, to instill obedience and punctuality. Fast forward to today, and not much has changed in the core structure of our educational system. Students are trained to follow instructions, complete standardized tests, and fit into predefined roles. The system rarely encourages creativity, critical thinking, or entrepreneurship. And these are the exact skills needed to break free from economic constraints and build something entirely new. According to recent data, about 86% of public high school students in the United States graduate. However, only around 67% of those graduates go on to college right away. And out of those, just 60% will earn a degree within 6 years. And what about those who do graduate? Many are burdened with significant debt, collectively over $1.7 trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries just sitting there in the form of student loans. But it goes deeper than that. Studies show that children from lower income families are less likely to attend college and more likely to remain in low wage jobs, continuing the cycle of poverty that they've been blessed with. The educational system often reinforces social barriers rather than breaking them down. It's like a hamster on a wheel, running and running and running, and forever staying in the exact same place. Now let me ask you a question. When was the last time you used something from school in your practical everyday life? We spend years in school learning things we rarely use in real life. How many of us remember all the details of the Pythagorean theorem or the dates of random historical events that nobody really cares about? Most of what we learn is forgotten because it's not practical or relevant to our daily lives. We're taught what to learn and memorize, but not how to learn. There's another layer to this: the incredible similarities between the educational system and the prison system. Both are incredibly uniform, designed to enforce strict schedules and routines. Both systems emphasize obedience and conformity over individuality and critical thinking. In many ways, schools are indoctrination centers, conditioning students to follow rules and stay within certain parameters. This structure can seriously stunt creativity and prevent people from realizing their fullest, truest potential. Now, I want to talk about teachers for a moment. A significant portion of teachers, let's be honest, are terrible role models to students and preach discipline when they themselves have no idea what discipline even means. Now, am I saying most teachers are bad? Absolutely not. But most teachers don't necessarily have real-world experience in the subjects they teach. Many follow a curriculum that they played no part in designing, delivering information that can feel disconnected from practicality. And on top of that, teachers earn some of the lowest wages across all professions. This isn't to put teachers down. They work incredibly hard and are extremely vital to society. But it does highlight how flawed and broken the system is when those responsible for educating the next generation are undervalued and underpaid. So is my message to drop out of school and sit on the side of the highway praying for a miracle? Not necessarily. Please understand my message. I'm not saying not to seek education. I'm actually saying the exact opposite. Education is absolutely necessary and it's a core part of a civilized society. But what I am saying is traditional education is not the only answer. If you're in school, great. Best of luck to you. But I would complement that with my own education and seek alternative sources of knowledge. Education isn't just something we do for a period of time and then forget about it. It's a lifelong journey, and we all have a duty to ourselves to seek knowledge and put it to good use. So if traditional education isn't the answer, then what is? There are many ways to educate yourself outside of the conventional system. Self-education is a powerful tool. Reading books, watching documentaries, and attending workshops can be just as valuable, if not more so, than a formal education. Learning from real-world experience, whether through internships, apprenticeships, or even starting a small business, can offer tremendous value that textbooks never could. Mentorship is also extremely crucial and underutilized. Having a mentor means gaining guidance from someone who's already walked the path. They've been there and they've done that. And they can tell you how to avoid the mistakes they made. Most successful business owners will attribute a large portion of their success to the guidance they received from mentors. But how do you find the right mentors and resources for learning? Start by identifying exactly what you want to achieve. What skills do you need to get closer to your big picture goals? Once you have a clear idea, look for people who are an authority in the space and have demonstrated real life success in the industries that you want to get into. Networking events, industry conferences, and even social media can be great places to connect with potential mentors. We don't realize it, but we have access to virtually anybody on earth. They're closer, more accessible, and more willing to help than you think. Well, a lot of them anyway. Books are also incredible teachers. You can learn from people who are not only alive, but from some of the greats who've left a legacy and wealth of knowledge through their teachings. You'll gain incredible wisdom by seeking some of these mentors who have passed on the greatest treasures known to man, knowledge. Take advantage of living in the digital age and having more access to knowledge than any previous time in human history. There are virtually an infinite number of sources, like courses, mentorship programs, and alternative communities of learning. You have zero excuses. Now let's talk about the future of education, especially as it relates to AI. AI is not just a cool acronym that kids are saying. It's reshaping the world around us in real time. A recent study by McKinsey estimated that AI could add, are you ready for it? $13 trillion to the global economy by 2030. That's a lot of zeros. Incorporating AI into our education is crucial. Learning how to use AI tools can open up a world of possibilities. Imagine having a tutor available to you 24/7, tailored to your learning style exactly. AI can analyze your strengths and weaknesses and adapt the material exactly to your needs. It can provide instant feedback, helping you to learn more efficiently. For example, if you're a visual learner, AI can present information through images and videos. If you prefer hands-on learning, it can simulate practical exercises. Soon enough, we're all going to have private AI tutors, believe me. And they're going to be about any subject on earth that we could imagine. I envision it won't just be used to learn traditional subjects like math and science, but tangible skills that apply to our everyday lives like money management, relationship building, time management, investment, and things that actually affect us that we've never been taught in school. The potential scenarios are endless. AI could help create personalized learning plans that evolve as you progress, ensuring you always have the right challenges to keep you engaged and growing. It can connect you with resources and experts in real time, making learning a continuous, fun process. It could also predict industry trends and guide you towards skills that will be in demand in the future. It'll pretty much act as a career advisor rather than the one you may have had at your high school who looked like he was recovering from a third divorce. In essence, breaking free from the traditional education model requires a shift in mindset. We need to value diverse paths to success and recognize that a one-size-fits-all approach to education, or any area of life for that matter, serves the interests of the status quo, not the individual. And at a certain point in time, if we don't evolve with the world around us and learn how to adopt the tools of the future, we will be left behind and ultimately forgotten. It's clear that the current education system maintains economic stability for the elite, rather than empowering everyday people to break free from their harsh realities. It's up to each and every one of us to take their education and their fate into their own hands and educate themselves towards freedom. Ultimately, knowledge is power, and power is freedom. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Finding Freedom. I hope it sparked even the tiniest bit of critical thinking and inspired you to explore new avenues for growth. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share this episode with those who you think might benefit from it. Until next time, be critical, be curious, and most importantly, be free.